petrol sound. Oh, sounds amazing, yo. What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel and welcome to a brand new video. Now today you join me for another car review. As you can see, I have with me the 8V2 Audi RS3, and I know a lot of you guys have been requesting this one and it's finally here. Now I really do hope you guys enjoy this review. Let's get right into it. So the 8V2 Audi RS3, as usual, let's start with the exterior. Up front you have a honeycomb grille, RS3 badging right there, and back in the day they used to have this quattro badging all over their cars, and all these openings down here for the intercoolers, radiators. There's also an air curtain right there at the end. You get full LED headlights, and if you come around to the side, you have these monotone rims, and they're absolutely massive, 19 inches. Behind them you get cross-ventilated brakes with 6-piston calipers, RS badging on the red calipers, and on S and RS models you have these satin silver finish mirror caps, and on the side not too many aggressive lines, but you do have some more sportier looking side skirts, which is always a nice touch. If we come more to the back, LED tail lights with the cascading turning signals. I think I'll just overlay a shot, and these RS exhaust tailpipes, which are oval and they are absolutely huge, which is always a cool touch. RS3 badging right there, and yeah, that's pretty much the exterior. Oh, by the way, this one is the sedan. You can of course tell you can also get it with the Sportback hatchback. Let's check out the interior. So the interior, let's start with the RS bits. So you get RS3 badging on the door sills. This one is spec'd with the RS sport seats. They're an optional extra. So these are covered in Napa leather. There's some quilting perforations and a little RS badge on the backrest. You get an RS sport steering wheel with Alcantara grip points. It's flat bottom. It has a little RS badge on the bottom spoke. You have an RS badging on the top of the gear lever. There's also some carbon fiber trimming on the dashboard and also a bit on the door. You also have some Alcantara on the door section. You have a proper RS dial in the digital instrument cluster, and it has an RS3 badging, and that's pretty much all your RS touching. But in here, quality feels very nice and solid, and funny enough, the quality feels a bit higher than on the newer model, particularly on the doors and also on the dashboard area. The buttons just feel a bit more tactile, even the clicking sound. Not sure if that comes across on video, but yeah, that's a lot of the small bits that you interact with in the interior. They just feel a bit more high quality than on the newer car. So this is the older style Audi MMI system, and I like how there's a button where you can just tuck it away if you don't want to see it, and if you need to use it you can push the button again and it rises up. That's always so cool. And yeah, practicality in here is good. Door pockets are nice and big. There are 2 cup holders in the center and also a storage binnacle where you can put a phone. The center armrest also houses a central bucket where you can throw some extra stuff in there. There's 2 USB ports and an aux cord. That's how you know this is an old school car, aux cord. You also have a 12-volt socket right here beneath the dashboard. And I think next I'll run through the instrument cluster. it looks very cool. And my favorite thing is the big central ref counter, and you can display a bunch of cool menus here: engine temperature, oil temperature. You can see some power gauges. You can also switch to different views, and if the car is spec'd with Pro Nav, you can have a huge full map displayed on the whole thing.
Route guidance is not active.
That's actually the voice command for the navigation system. But yeah, you can cycle through a bunch of different menus. You have some nice shifting pedals, although they're covered in plastic. And yeah, that's pretty much your lot with this interior. Very nice, very high quality, relatively sporty. I think now let's check out the room in the back. So the back seat, now this one being the sedan, you get a bit more legroom in the back, and as you can see, these front seats are very bulky, but I still have some decent knee room, have some decent legroom to stretch, although it's a bit tight. The central transmission tunnel is huge, so hey, moving in between the two seats is very awkward, and sitting in the center, as you can see, yeah, very awkward. Also, headroom for people who are very tall is, yeah, it will be very tight. So yeah, that's something to note. But yeah, no through loading and stuff, no central armrest, but you get 2 air vents, you get a 12-volt socket, and there's some netting behind the seats to put some documents and stuff. So the boot, now you're looking at 315 liters in boot capacity, and with the seats folded, there's a total of 770 liters. But yeah, it's a fairly practical boot. You have some tie down points right here, and there's some over there at the front. There's this little pocket on the left side. There is some underfloor where you find the battery, a tire pump, and some repair kits, and the spacing down here is also very huge, so you can check in some extra stuff. But I can imagine the quattro system and the battery do eat into your boot space a bit, but it's still a relatively spacious boot. Okay, so let's talk value and pricing on these. Now, I'll only focus on these specifically, the facelifts, so 8V2. Now, these started rolling out in around 2017 all the way until 2021. Now, current market value on these goes anywhere from around 720,000 rands for the early 2017, 2018 that are relatively high mileage, all the way up to R1,000,000 rands for the later 2021 cars that are relatively low mileage, say 30,000 kilos, and that's pretty much the current market value on these. So let's get into the fun bit. We'll start with the engine. Now, this is the infamous 2.5 liter turbo 5-cylinder, and in this case it's making 294 kilowatts, which is 400 metric horsepower and 480 newton meters of torque. Now, you find a front diff over here for torque vectoring. It's of course all-wheel drive, the quattro system that can send up to 50% of the power to the back. It's a Haldex system like most VW Audi Group hatches and all Golf Rs and so on. And yeah, that's pretty much all your technicalities. I think now let's take a listen to the exhaust and experience how this thing drives. So guys, you joined me in the RS3 and I'm in dynamic. Not going to bother talking about comfort and whatnot, because in an RS3 you only drive in dynamic. And to make things more interesting, I'm actually going to start with a launch control. So put traction control and its sport setting. Have the car in dynamic. It's already in dynamic. Just drive a bit because it's a bit of an incline here. I'll stop right at the top, and yeah, gearbox is in auto. Left foot on the brake. Let's listen to the launch control sound. Oh, sounds amazing, yo. Oh my goodness, the way this thing launches, it launches so aggressively. It's just insane, guys, to think this is a 2017 car. Okay, now I'm in manual. I'll engage first gear. Oh man, this thing is still incredible. Oh my goodness. And it's crazy how it sounds a lot better than the new one. Like here you can hear some crackles, some pops. It's just, oh man, it's insane. I think we'll also get some shots from the outside and insert them. Oh my goodness, this car is extremely fast, no question. Just gonna make a U-turn, go back to that road because it's just so quiet. There's no one there, and you can really enjoy this car. It's just so insane to think this is a 2017 car, and it'll still put pretty much all of these hot hatches to shame. Like even the new Golf 8R, you can tell the performance here is just next level. It's really insane. And the steering wheel is such a dime. Ah, man. And I love this rev counter with the shift lights, where as it revs, it'll change colors. It'll go from green, yellow, and then when you reach red line, it'll turn red. It's just insane. Ah. Man, I can just drive this thing forever. Live here. Man. Oh, by the way, because this is a 2017 car, there is no fuel particulate filter, so it doesn't restrict the sound at all. You get pretty much, this engine is just alive on this setup. Just listen to this. And even the handling, hey, it handles pretty well. Back to first gear. And because of the Quattro all-wheel drive, you have all the grip in the world. It just grips and grips and grips. So, oh, the brakes, how can I forget? These brakes are just so strong. I mean, 6-piston calipers. And they're also cross-ventilated. Man. This car is so good. It is so good, man. And it's funny how it's more exciting than the new one. Well, I don't know about any of you guys that are watching. What excites me the most about a car is how it sounds. When a car sounds good and it sounds exciting, that's what really hits on my emotions. And I just feel like with this one, you can kind of overlook the clever diff on the new one, the drift modes and stuff, because it's just a bit meh because of how it sounds. It's too quiet. And this one, oh man, this is a different beast. This one is so alive. And I'm pretty sure you guys can tell that I'm really enjoying this thing. It's such an amazing car. Yeah, it's such an amazing car. I think now I just want to keep quiet and just let you guys see me driving and enjoy the sound. And we'll do the final conclusion. Oh man, this thing is extremely fast. Wow, what a car. What a car. So we'll do the last lap up now and I'll do the POV. Yeah, that is it from me to you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this review on the 8V2 RS3. Until next time, that's cheers from me. I'll do the last pull.